you haven't lived until you tried the King's Fish Dover sole. I mean, it is phenomenal. And when they do it, they bring it out on this tray, and the guy takes it, and he stands there, and he takes his knife, and he cuts the fillet off, and gets it all over.
It's all table side. Yeah.
All at your table. He dresses that fish for you right there and puts that butter sauce all over. It's like a brown butter
sauce.
Meunier sauce or something like that. If fish ever tasted like the best lobster you ever had, that's how that fish tastes.
Welcome to Malcom Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcom and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right podcast. I'm your host, Malcom Reed, joined by my lovely, talented wife, Miss Southern Shell, right across the table. Tyler's down here on the board. And we into June now, folks. This is it now. 5 months down, halfway mark in this month.
I can't believe, I feel like Christmas was just.
It's coming.
Yeah.
You hate it when I tell you. Christmas will be here before you know it. It's true. We did a little vacation last week, temporary.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a full, we just went to Chicago for a few days.
It was a good vacation.
Oh, I loved it. I love Chicago.
Before we get into that, I wanted to talk about our contest giveaway. On our
I forgot all about that. That's a big thing, Shell.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'll let Tyler.
Yeah. So first of all, huge thank you to everybody that participated. This was, every time we've done one of these this summer has become one of our biggest that we've done so far. And this one I think was the biggest as well.
Awesome.
It was for a Primo XXL.
Yes, sir.
And
that was the main prize.
Yeah. So the Primo XXL all-in-one. I'm going to kind of allude to the first place winner here in a second, but I didn't really just want to pick a first place because there was a lot of really awesome recipes on there. I don't know if y'all got a chance to really look through all of them. There was a lot. There were like 800 different submissions.
Wow.
That was a lot.
800.
That's a
Daggone.
So like, I will say that there was some randomness to me deciding some runner-ups just to give away some prizes to some community members that I thought deserved it. But then also there were some really eye-catching recipes that I feel like I kind of stopped in the comment and was like, they're getting one. So
Yeah.
That's not to say that they weren't all delicious. There was a ton on there. So, and we're doing, before I give this one, we are doing another giveaway in June. So it'll be coming up here in just a couple weeks. I won't say exactly what it is yet, but it is another grill.
Awesome.
And so we're going to be getting to that, the details on that later. But the runner-ups will receive a Malcom's Cookin pack, which is the barbecue rub, AP, barbecue sauce, pretty much everything you need to get to cooking.
The basics.
Yeah,
the
basic.
Cook you some ribs, some butts, some brisket, whatever you want to cook.
And a flavor pack too, right?
Yeah, and then we threw in the all-star flavor pack. So you're going to get one of each of our Malcom season line of rubs.
Oh, you get the Gringo and the Italian Stallion and the Euro Hero and the Bonafide Chili, all the good stuff.
The way that I thought about it was like, I feel like it's barbecue season. Everybody likes to experiment during barbecue season and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to give them everything they need to get that done.
I'm hooking your spice cabinet's going to be hooked up.
All right. But without further ado, so some of the runner-ups I will announce today are Shane Snyder. He posted wings on the kettle grill.
Awesome.
Terry Stanford. He had a really good-looking spatchcock chicken on a bed of carrots, potatoes, and onions in a 12-inch cast iron skillet. He was kind of cooking that up over the Weber Kettle and looked delicious. Tim Landers, he did wings on the Vortex. This was my personal favorite recipe. It just looks so dang good, and I'm going to need you to do this for TikTok.
What is it?
Jeremy Castman did jalapeno cheddar bacon wrap meatballs with apple chipotle glaze. And
so the jalapeno cheddar was in the side, the meatball?
Yeah, I'm thinking this is just a black and white picture that you probably barely see, but when you get the opportunity, go check it out. But I think he put that, it must have been the cheddar on the middle. It was an apple chipotle glaze.
Apple chipotle.
And they just have little skewers in them, kind of like you did the meatballs at one time, but they looked like dynamite.
Yeah, we've done bacon wrap meatballs, but we've never stuffed them.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they're really stuffed or if it's just in the meat.
Either way, I'd rather have it in the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That'd be easy to do.
It just looks so dang good.
Like you just chop up jalapenos and then you can either get high temp cheese or just work in some cheddar cheese.
Yeah, you're not cooking it that long.
Yeah. I mean, you cook it pretty long. It's got to be at 165.
But if it's in there, it won't melt out
cheeses
too
and gooeys. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
You lost me on the apple chipotle though.
You don't like apple or chipotle?
I think it was just the color that it gave the meatballs to me. That was like,
I was trying to.
I mean, some people
have
love
the apple
it.
chipotle glaze. Was it Heath that had one or Cosmo? It was good. I've
Something
used it
like
on
that.
ribs before.
And then we got Joe. All right, I'm going to try not to butcher this. Joe Giacoletti. He did a medium rare tomahawk.
Oh.
That looked really good. Don Ray. He had beef ribs mopped with butter and Worcestershire.
Yeah.
That looked dynamite.
You know that's a good combo. Butter with charmant. That's like something I'd put all over a steak anyway.
Yeah.
Justin Tanishi, he did pulled pork, but it looked really, really good, and I could tell it was sort of a popular vote. There's a lot of people that liked it, so shout out to you. Mark Radice, he did beef ribs, which were the Dino Bones beef ribs. And then Eric Wage, like I said, hopefully I didn't butcher your name.
Yeah.
But he did smoked turkey breast that looked really, really
awesome.
good.
Awesome.
So those were all awesome submissions. But our first place winner of the Primo XXL all-in-one grill due to popular vote was Mr. Luke Treese.
Hey, congratulations, Luke.
He did raspberry chipotle style double smoked hams.
Ooh.
And he will receive...
Oh, yeah. That's that Blues Hall raspberry chipotle. Not the jar.
And that's
not the squeeze bottle one, the jar one.
They look so good.
They are good.
Shout out to you, everybody. Like I said, if you didn't win this one, we do them all the time. So make sure y'all head on over to facebook.com/H2Q community. Join it up. There's usually at least one a month that we're running.
Yeah.
So
well, congratulations to everybody that won something. And there's going to be plenty more opportunities to win some more. We got some more grills that I'm wanting to give away. So
I know with this one being as big as it was, there, was a little few hiccups and stuff here and there.
Yeah, I heard that we had a moderator that got in. We didn't make rules that say they couldn't, but I just felt like when they brought that to my attention that moderators probably, it's just not a good optic for a moderator to I appreciate the effort. I mean, I really do. If you want to share it, by all means.
And somebody else got removed because
it was
like
AI thing.
So we have an auto moderator due to Facebook's it's just the way Facebook operates. It's an auto mod, so you can have either settings and stuff like that. So we're working on tweaking some of the settings for the auto mod to not do it again. But unfortunately,
it wasn't Grill Genie, was it, or?
I thought
Grill Buddy,
that thing's done got beyond me, man. I'm not techie at all. I do good to open up Facebook, get to the group, and do some scrolling and answer some questions. How to set all that stuff? No, I don't.
So we're tweaking some of the settings. We learned a few things along the way, and hopefully we won't run into that issue again. Yeah. So,
but hey, there's going to be plenty more opportunities, so we can win another grill. Just keep cooking.
Just keep cooking.
That's right.
We didn't get to talk about it last week because we were on vacation. Well, do you want to talk about vacation first?
Yeah, we didn't even do a podcast. We took a week off, didn't we? Yeah, heck yeah. I'm down for whatever. What did we not get to, though? Let's talk about that.
The bacon brisket burgers.
Oh man.
That was a good idea.
Yeah. The only way that really works out economically is if you can catch a brisket on sale or you got one. It's like, I don't really want to smoke it, but I've had it. I need to cook it. Go ahead and grind it up and you can turn it into something else. But brisket burger by itself is really, really good. And when you add the bacon to it, that's just another level burger right there.
So let's talk about, first of all, you didn't care about the 80-20.
Oh, no.
You just said, whatever this brisket's got, we roll it.
Yeah. What do you think a brisket probably is? I mean, it depends on the size of the brisket. A big one like that, I wouldn't say it's 80-20. It's probably
75-25, maybe?
No, it don't have that much fat. It's going to be leaner than you think.
Okay.
I mean, there's a fatty end, but it's leaner than you think. You need some fat with it. Like just straight ground brisket by itself isn't my favorite. But when you add some fat to it, whether it's like some chuck to go with it or, you need some more fat. And that's the whole reason to add the bacon, because I wanted some more fat.
So you got a pack of bacon ends and pieces.
Yes.
That's cheaper, right?
Oh, yeah. I guess they just found a way to sell the drop. Like the imperfections when they make bacon. But we started buying this because we were cutting up our own deer meat. And when we would grind it, I would mix in, we would buy and I think back then it was Wright's ends and pieces. It just come in a box. Like the smaller grocery store. I don't know if I've ever seen it in a big grocery store chain.
But you're independent.
Like the Super Low in South Haven. That's where I got the ends and pieces for this one. But it just makes, first off, it's already smoked bacon. And then it's the ends and pieces, so it's the fattier pieces. It's exactly what you want. It's not great for frying up and cooking for bacon, but for grinding and mixing in with some beef to make you some burger, it's a game changer. It's good.
I love the flavor it gives that burger meat.
Because you get the saltiness. You get a little smokiness from the bacon. It just gives it makes a juicy burger. And then it lets you mix it with something leaner like brisket. Or, even if you could mix it with chuck, I've mixed it with chuck. It just makes it a little bit fattier, than a chuck burger,
So you took brisket, you got it real cold.
Got it cold, cut it up into chunks.
Why do you get it cold?
Well, whenever you're grinding something that grinds, the friction of it's making so much heat in there that it can turn it to like a little paste if it gets too warm. So it's important to keep your components really cold. Like I've got this meat grinder, but heck, we've got a grinder attachment for your stand mixer.
KitchenAid.
I've got an older.
We've used that.
Yeah.
We use that till it almost.
Yeah, I've got like a Harbor Freight one I bought years ago to burnt the motor out of it. And I got one of those limb ones. This meat one's like a heavier duty one. I mean, they cost a little more, but it's if you're into grinding a lot of stuff, go ahead and spend the money and buy you a decent one. What do you think to grind that brisket up and the bacon? Would it take less than 5 minutes? It just mows through it. Like you're not gonna.
Yeah.
It doesn't bog it down. It doesn't.
If you count like the time you started cutting, you pulled the brisket out of the pack.
I was talking about just time to run it through.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
It took no time to do that.
No time. Yeah. That's not even. It ain't even getting tired yet.
And you just like feed a couple bacon ends and pieces.
Where you go. Yeah.
Feed a couple cubes of brisket. Just keep.
That's kind of how I do. So I took that brisket, got it good and cold, cut it up into long strips across, and then took those strips and cut them into, 1 to 2 inch pieces. You just want some decent sized chunks. It needs to go down the tube, but you don't want to just back it up either. And I try to mix in the fatty pieces from the point, the lean pieces from the flat, just mix it all up. And then add the bacon ends and pieces in there too. And they just kind of come in a pack all smushed together. And I just kind of took my knife and roughly stripped them because it's just a mass of them.
Yes.
But as you feed it and it mixes and feed it and mixes it nice in the meat. And then so this grinder comes with like 3 plates. Usually, depending on what I'm doing, like for a brisket burger, I want it a little coarser ground.
I like the coarser ground on the brisket burger.
But like most of the time, like if I'm trying to make regular like 80-20 beef, I might grind it twice. Or my sausage, I'll grind it twice. But if you want like a steakhouse burger, kind of like a gourmet or burger, I like a bigger grind on it because it tastes more like you're eating a piece of, like a steak or something. It's more beatier.
Well, sausage, you want it to have that texture.
Yeah.
You want it to be.
But burger, it doesn't mind if it's like.
Yeah, I like the texture of that.
And the bacon mixes in. I mean, you still, every once in a while, you'll get a piece. Oh, that tastes like bacon. But most of the time, it's kind of mixed in.
But it's like a good surprise.
Yeah. And so after you grind it, I just put it back in the refrigerator, get it good and cold to get in the pan, like whatever lug you're using. I think I was just using metal pans, aluminum pans. Stick that in the refrigerator and let it get cool. And then bring it out and use a burger press or either bulk package it or press it into burgers. And usually I'll do those on like a cookie sheet with some wax paper or something. Stick those in the freezer, let them get a head start. Not froze solid, but good and cold.
30 minutes is I think what we did.
And then take them out and vacuum seal them. And that way you can stack them with a few pieces of like wax paper in between them or individually, however you want to do it.
So they don't just freeze all in one.
Yeah, one big mass. Yeah. Then you got burgers ready to go.
We got a freezer.
I don't know how many that made. I mean, I probably made, did I cook 6 burgers that day?
I think so.
So that would have been, and I tried to keep them all, they were all about 8 ounces, I think. It's half pound.
It's a big old burger.
Yeah, I weighed them out. I tried to weigh my balls out to get a close to half pound as possible. That makes a nice big burger. It makes a steakhouse style burger. Mm-hmm. This isn't like a smash burger. It isn't like just some wimpy Bubba quarter pound. This is a half pound man burger with brisket and bacon in it and steak rub. That's all I seasoned it with. Did them on the pit, and I will tell you this. That outlaw stick burner is a burger cooking machine. Those things tasted so good. You don't think that, and all I did was flip them one time. It was like, I had it running, that thing likes to run 275. Just keep bed of charcoal. I use like some briquette to get started, and I started putting stick on it and get the temperature up. Put those on the grate, put a little indention in them after I seasoned them.
So I wanted to ask you this. I hate when you cook a burger or people cook burgers and it turns into a meatball.
Yeah.
Do you think cooking it low and slow like that prevented it from a meatball, or you think it was the indention?
A little bit of, I don't think the low and slow made the biggest difference in it.
Okay.
I think it's just probably the indention, yeah. And not messing with it too much. But I mean, a lot of times, like if you just go to the grocery store and you get regular 80-20 or whatever and you bake it in a ball, patty it out, it's going to turn into like a meatball on you. Mm-hmm. They just want to do it. But the indention helps. It gives it, I guess, more surface area and it can't swell up to fill that up. Usually the indention's gone. You can't even see it because it does swell back to level it out. But if you think about it, when you go by old butcher cases and you would see they had preformed burgers. They would always have that hole in them or a indention or something. That's what it's for. And I mean, that's what I've always thought it was for. I don't know
works.
if it's got another reason. I don't know, but it works. I've even seen people put an ice cube in that indention to kind of keep it,
Ooh.
add a little bit more moisture to it. And
I bet it keeps it nice and medium on the inside.
What if you made like some butter garlic ice cubes, and that's what you use, and they like melt those. It's going to keep that core a little bit cooler so it don't overcook.
That's a good idea. I
never tried that, but I bet it would be good. Like garlic butter ice cube.
Yes.
And you put one of those in each burger you did.
I mean, butter garlic ice cubes would work on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Put it in a hot potato.
Hot potato, yeah. Would it butter freeze hard enough? I guess it would.
Enough to do that.
Yeah, I never tried it.
Butter freezes pretty hard.
Yeah, I guess it does. I got a stick of butter in the freezer now.
What are you doing with that?
That's my biscuit butter.
Oh, yeah.
I grate it to make biscuits.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody else does that? I mean, that's a thing. Cold butter to grate. It grades better.
Oh, I wanted to okay, so I saw a recipe online, or TikTok, of course, where it's called butter swim biscuits. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've never made them, but I've seen them.
I want you to make your biscuits where you do all the fancy grating of cold butter and all that stuff, and I'm gonna do the butter swim biscuits.
See which one's better.
We'll do a biscuit off.
All right, that sounds like a plan. I like a good biscuit cook-off.
It's a win-win.
It can't be buttermilk biscuit.
Anyway, so smoked the burgers. It was about 45 minutes.
30 minutes, flip them, and then, about 15 more. And that's about it. Yep. It's fast. Faster than you think.
What's your internal you're shooting for?
For me, like, I ground that meat. So I know, what it is. Like, if I just go get some bulk ground beef, I'm probably going to cook it more till it's well done. I ain't saying I'm going to take it all the way to 165 or something like that. But I'm going to get it up over 145. Mm-hmm. But I was shooting for like 140, 145 for these. It's just something about ground meat being pink. I can't, it's hard for me to want to eat pink ground beef. And I know you like it. That's like you're medium.
Don't bother me at all.
If you go to a burger, we've got a Huey's here local to us. That's probably my favorite burger chain that's local. And it's like that's the one I compare burgers to. Like, is it as good? Is it as good as Huey's burger? I'll be like, yeah, that's a good burger then. Because Huey's is like the standard. It's good everywhere, every branch.
You told me I can't order medium rare there anymore.
I know. When I first met you, that's what you always wanted. I said, I love Huey's. I know they make that. They still get it probably from the same butcher shop out there on Summer Avenue.
They will cook it medium rare.
And they will. They ask you, how do you want it cooked? And there, I will order it medium.
Yeah, I order it medium.
And it's not that I want it to be really pink when I get it. It's that if I say medium, it's probably going to be right over that, but it's not going to be dried out. It's still going to have some juice to it. So that's why I do it there. But you order it medium rare, so don't eat that.
So
why?
Good. It's juicy.
Yeah.
We went to a burger spot. We did a company outing and went to the zoo, went to a burger spot, and I ordered my burger there medium. I was like, medium. And it's supposed to be like this fancy burger spot. It was so well done.
It wasn't as good as a Huey's?
No, not even close.
Did you have a burger there too, Tyler?
He went to the deli.
Oh, yeah, and it was dynamite. But what I was going to say for me is like, when you have medium rare ground beef like that specifically that you don't know where it came from, for me, it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I can't explain why, but I've tried to replicate this recipe that you're talking about right now, but I did it with just store-bought ground beef, and I did it on the Primo and everything, and I cooked them, I think, to like 135 or so. I took them off, and I went to just bite into it, and it was just something, I don't know, dude, so I had to put it back on and bring it up to 145.
That's your safe spot. Take it to at least there, 140, 145.
Anyway, you pulled them off. You didn't glaze them. You didn't. No. You just put steak rub on top.
Smoked burger. Slow smoked burger.
But they had so much flavor.
Oh, they were fantastic. I mean, I served them on like a brioche, toasted, little butter, toast that brioche, more crispy bacon on top of it. The standard like mayo. Oh, actually, I made a burger. I made Big Mac's burger sauce. That was my take on a Big Mac sauce.
we took that burger sauce home and I was dipping crackers in it.
So good.
It was so good.
It didn't have any ketchup in it. It's mustard, mayo, pickles, and good stuff.
And sweet.
A little bit of Worcestershire.
Yeah. It had some vinegar in it, red wine vinegar. Bit of vinegar.
It's super easy. Pickle relish, finely grated onions, or you can cheat and buy the easy onions like I did that already have the juice in there. And it makes, man, that'll take Blue Plate to another level.
Yes.
You start with some Blue Plate mayonnaise and you make that sauce with it. It's not just for burgers. You can put it on all kinds of stuff. It'd make a hell of a Reuben sauce. Like Reuben sandwich and put that on it.
It would go on anything, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was dipping crackers. I dipped celery in it. I was dipping
I bet your chicken tenders would be good in it.
Yeah.
But that was it. That was it. I topped it with Swiss and been like American and Swiss cheese. I don't know if it was a cheddar or American. I can't remember, but it was a yellow cheese and a white cheese.
You could do whatever.
Whatever you wanted. Bacon and then more of that burger sauce. And that's all you needed.
And you didn't put the cheese on there and let it
no
melt on the thing, but
I'm not a fan of that. I want my cheese like when I build the burger, not just melted out, like crowned all over the top.
Yeah. It doesn't look as good anyway.
It doesn't. Not knocking on you if you like it like that, but the heat on that burger is going to melt it as soon as you put it on it.
Enough.
It wouldn't like they sit for an hour. The How to Barbecue Right podcast is brought to you by our friends at Primo Grills. Shell, did you know that Primo is the only ceramic grill made right here in the good old USA?
What? Are you telling me that Primo Grills are proudly crafted here in the USA, ensuring top-notch quality and support for local craftsmanship?
I sure am. Plus, Primo Grill not only delivers mouth-watering flavor, but because of their innovative oval design and superior ceramic construction, Primo Grills also gives you a ton of cooking versatility.
Whether you're smoking low and slow or searing a steak to perfection, Primo Grills gives you the consistent heat distribution for mouth-watering results every time.
What she said, y'all. Y'all visit primogrill.com and check them out.
So we went to Chicago and tried to eat as much Chicago food as we could fit into a couple days.
I told you I love Chicago. It was fun. Like, that's the first time I ever been to Wrigley Park. That was the first time I ever did, like, what's the tour where we got on the boat, the architectural boat tour? That was fun. I've been to Navy Pier, but now they have this Sky 360 there. It's almost like, it's like one of those 4D rides. You sit in and you buckle your seatbelt, and then it takes you out on this rail, and you know your feet are just kind of dangling, and it's just to zoom around the city. I mean, that was awesome.
That was super cool.
Yeah, and we went we took Michael up in the Hancock, which it ain't even called that anymore. I don't even know what that's called now. What was it? Do you remember what that one's called?
Chicago 360.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess because you can see all the way around up top. But that was cool. He did the tilt. I was not doing that. Like the tilts where they strap you in this thing and they put you on the edge of
I don't even think they strap you. I think you just hold on.
No.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
But you're still inside the glass. It's not like if you fell, you'd be inside the building. But it looks like you're looking straight down the edge of that thing. The way it's countered over. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. It's too high. Man. I do not do heights well.
Oh, your ears are popping as you're going up the elevator.
I don't even like to walk over to the edge of it and look.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to stay back here by the middle part. That's kind of what I did.
Like, I've done the pyramid and that, going up to the top of the pyramid where you can look out over Memphis, and it was good. But like you said, I'm not going to go to the edge of it and look down.
No, there ain't no way.
So
the food.
So we did deep dish pizza.
Yeah. We went to, I wanted to try it. I mean, I've like Gino's, Uno, I've done all those. I've never been to the one we went to.
Do you remember the name?
Lou Malnati's.
Yeah.
It was excellent. Excellent. We got a bruschetta. We got their salad. Their salad's like, you just get the regular one. Don't get the family one. The regular salad fed us, and we still had salad left. And that was just like supposed to be individual.
No, it wasn't. They said it feeds.
Oh, but it was like
2 to 4
small.
people.
There was only two sizes, like small and family. So we don't need the family. What's your take? So what's your honest take on deep dish Chicago style pizza?
It was good. It's a casserole. It's not pizza. It was really good.
Well, first off, they tell you it could take up to 45 minutes to an hour. It only took them 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Well, it wasn't
drink
busy.
A couple beers. Yeah. It wasn't that busy when we got there. But the location that we went to, it was downtown. I don't know if that's the original.
It was right there by the Riverwalk.
What? Yeah, but it was. Yeah, it was. It was right there under the river. Cool spot. But we went there.
What's your take on deep dish pizza?
I mean, I'm one of these guys that likes pizza anyway.
Yeah.
Like old school cafeteria, that was my favorite thing at school. School pizza, the little square
Pizza day.
Pizza day. Love pizza day. Domino's. I mean, if I had to say chain pizza, my favorite's probably like Papa John.
Yeah,
but I like but I worked at Pizza Hut, so I like Pizza Hut.
If you get a good Pizza Hut, it's probably the best.
Yeah.
But it's hit or miss.
But then we've got our our brick, like the brick oven. It's more of the little fat, thin crust, gets real crispy. I love that. I love the pyro style where it's individual pizzas and, you don't have to share it with nobody. It's yours. You pick the top. I love those.
I like that because I can get all the weird toppings.
Baron. Man, I'll throw Baron in the oven with the best of them.
Man, Red Baron's probably the best frozen pizza they got.
It's hard to beat a Red Baron. But
you got to get original crust.
Costco and Sam's, they're slicing the Coke. Can't beat that.
Heck yeah.
I'm just a pizza guy. I'm a pizza guy. But deep dish Chicago, it's great. It really is. But like you said, it's more, it reminds me of like family casserole style. Like I'm not going to order that pizza and watch a movie. Yeah. Hang out. I'm not getting a couple deep dishes for the kids that all come over or something like that. It's more of a go sit down, have you some beers, bring that pizza out, let them stretch the cheese and put that first slice. If you can eat 2 slices of it, you're pretty daggone grown.
Michael did.
Yeah. I ate one, but I knew we were fixing to go eat some more stuff. And we only bought it wasn't the individual one, but it was the next size up. It wasn't, but it was like for us, and we like to eat, that was plenty. I think we may have had a slice left over.
I think it was 2 slices.
That we left because we knew we were going somewhere else.
Yeah, because then we went to
the Billy Goat.
Billy Goat.
Yeah, it was down bottom, like below where we were on the river.
That was a cool spot.
I didn't even know to go there. I had done Greg Rempe last week, Barbecue Central show, and he I was like, I'm going to be out of town next week. I think we recorded and we were just talking. He's like, yeah, I'm going to Chicago. And he's like, oh, you going to eat burgers? And I was like, I didn't think
that wasn't on my
of
radar.
Hamburgers as being something I would go to Chicago. He's like, oh yeah, you got to go to one of the classic places. Go to Billy Goat. It's right down, close to. They have multiple locations, but he's like, that's the original one. So I was like, we'll go in there. We'll walk down the stairs and we'll go in there and get a beer and then get a burger and just cut it up 3 ways because we just ate pizza. And they're just a block from each other. But man, that was a cool spot too. I think that would be like your late night, you've been out, maybe having a good time, doing whatever, been to a game. Then you drop into Billy Goat and get you some of those greasy,
it was the perfect
flat top, wrapped up in wax paper.
It wasn't anything special.
No.
It wasn't anything fancy. But
you top it yourself.
Good burger.
Yeah, it was it was like the greasy spoon type burger. Yes. So we've got one in Memphis. It's world famous, Dyer's, where they've been cooking on the same grease ever since. That's the style of burger that is. There's a greasy guy there and like the white wife beater with the white apron on, and he's on that grate, on that flat top, just chugging them out. And then you top it yourself. There's like this little salad bar looking thing sitting there.
I didn't even see that.
All they had was like pickles, onion, pump, mayo, ketchup, and mustard. And that's all there is. I don't even think there was like tomatoes or lettuce or anything like that.
You don't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that. Not for one of those burgers. And then they had chips. I don't even think they did fries. So you had to just get a bag of chips. I think they had Miss Vicky's though. I do like Vicky can season a chip. Have you had those spicy dill pickle ones? Man,
what that guy say? Her arm jiggles.
Her arm jiggles. Miss Vicky old. Boy, she seasons. She seasons like that. She's got to be an old lady. Have you had them? Spicy dill pickle, Miss Vicky's?
Miss Vicky's undefeated.
Jalapeno, Miss Vicky's? Heck,
that's the best jalapeno chip.
The vinegar, the salt and vinegar, they're all good.
Then we went to Joe's Seafood.
Oh, let me tell you about Joe. Joe knows seafood.
Y'all were like, Joe's Seafood? Why aren't you taking us to
I didn't realize that this was
like tablecloth?
Joe's Stone Crab that started down, I guess, in Miami. I think that was the very first one. Figured out how to serve stone crabs, and it's a sustainable resource because they don't kill the crab to eat these. You're only eating one claw. So they take one claw off, plop that crab, they get him out of the water, plop a claw off, drop him back in the water, and you eat that claw. And that's what they're famous for.
That was my first time trying stone crab.
Oh, you had never had it? I've had it before. It's good. But this is not like, it's not Joe's Crab Shack like you think.
That's
it used
what
to be the chain.
Thinking.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, why are you going to Joe's Crab Shack? We used to have one of those in Memphis. Wasn't that good when it was here?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of fried.
Yeah. But they had buckets of crab legs, but this was totally different. This was like, probably underdressed because I went in there touristing. I've got, I think I might have, it was colder in Chicago, so I think I did have a pair of long pants on instead of shorts. But I just had, pull over shirt in, nothing, ball cap on. I wasn't, and then you go in there and it's like, uh-oh. We had to have a reservation. At least that should have been the.
Michael told me, he's like, I feel under dressed.
I thought they were going to set us in the back. Like, because you go in and they've got the. What is it? The maitre d' standing there. Yeah. They got the maitre d'. They're going to put us back by the kitchen, which I'm fine with. I don't care. I'd prefer to sit at the kitchen table if they got one. Put me in there with the help. I don't care. But man, let me tell you, I ordered.
That was the best meal I've had in a long time.
We had East Coast versus West Coast oysters. I think they were Canadian oysters.
Both of them,
British Columbia and Vancouver or something. I don't know where they were, somewhere like that. East side, west side. Then we had seared tuna, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. No, the seared tuna was the other place.
What was the other appetizer?
It was a raw tuna.
Oh, it was
with
tuna
avocado.
Ceviche. It was
and sesame
fire.
oil.
Yes, it was good. Then we had crab bisque was phenomenal, like butter soup. That's all it is. It's like seafood flavored butter soup.
A seafood bisque. It's just butter soup.
Yeah, it's just
with the essence of a seafood.
Cream and butter.
Like my favorite.
Yeah. It's so good. And then me and Michael both had. Then we had the stone crab, because it's like you got to try the stone crab. So they just had it's all market price. You have no idea what it costs. It's like you have no idea what this cost. It was like, as I said, we want I think it was 5 claws is what the order was of stone crab claws. It was like the smallest. Yeah. No, it wasn't the order. I think you could buy them by the claw. Oh. This one just came with 5. So it comes with 5. And they call it a mustard dipping sauce. It's a lot like Big Milk sauce.
It was mayonnaise.
It had to be mayonnaise. There's no way you could have got it creamy. It was like.
You asked him. He told you what was in it.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't much.
It was. He said it was mayonnaise.
I should have wrote that down. I'd done had a few beers that day after that.
But they called it mustard sauce, and they said it now. I was like, I think I'm going to like this mustard sauce.
Yeah, I think it must be a Miami thing, or that's where it started, because you know how you've got the Cajun dipping sauce. It's kind of the mayo base. Yeah. It's almost like a remoulade. That's what this was. If it had mustard in it, it had Dijon. There was not yellow mustard.
And it wasn't much. Because it had more of a horseradishy note than like a honey mustard flavor. You know what I mean? Like mustard would give it. But it was good. Then we had our entrees. And you had one of the baddest fish you could possibly eat. Have you ever had Dover sole, Tyler?
Negative.
Oh, you haven't lived until you tried the King's fish, Dover sole. I mean, it is phenomenal. When they do it, they bring it out on this tray, and the guy takes it, and he stands there, and he takes his knife, and he cuts the fillet off, and gets it all over.
It's all table side. Yeah.
All at your table. He dresses that fish for you right there and puts that butter sauce all over. It's like what do they call that? Brown butter Meunier sauce or something like that? Meunier. I don't know how to say it. It's French, I guess. But Meunier. I don't know how you say that. But anyway, it tastes, if fish ever tasted like the best lobster you ever had, that's how that fish tastes.
I don't like lobster, but that fish is phenomenal.
Oh, I'm telling you, Dover sole. Write that down. Find you some Dover sole.
And then go look at the price and be like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't want so me and Michael had the king crab leg dinner. Now, the king crab leg, it's the king of crabs, man.
They did something at the table side for that.
Oh, yeah, they break it all out for you. They bring out y'all know how big king crabs are. Those are the big ones. Mm-hmm. They bring it out on a tray, and then there's another guy behind Michael because he orders the same thing. And they go to busting that king crab up and open it up and setting it on your plate in front of you. It's a presentation thing. And then they just give you like quart of drawn butter warm right there. So that's all you get. There's no sides. It's just crab meat
and butter.
And you can order some sides. We did.
And we wasted our money on.
Yeah, it was like a potato.
I mean, they were fine.
Yeah, why do you need sides when you have fish like that? And crab meat.
We didn't really even touch them.
Yeah,
I think we tried them.
And they had some fantastic desserts. I don't even think we can make it to those. I would go back because there's so much stuff on Joe's menu there that I'm like, I got to get this next time.
People say they have some of the best steaks.
They were like, when you look up steakhouses in Chicago, they're always in the top 5 because it's like Joe's Seafood and Steaks or whatever it is. But unbelievable. I'm going to tell you how much it cost. It was so expensive. That might be the most expensive meal I ever bought in my life.
I was supposed to say, I'm just going to pray that like Vid Summit will be in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, for the 3 people, yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive.
Well, we ordered everything. We were like, what's your most expensive thing? We'll take 30.
No, we didn't ask that. That's just how it went. It was well worth it. That would be like one of those last meals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want Joe's for my last meal. If y'all fit the electrocute me or whatever, I have to eat at Joe's.
Take me to Chicago.
Yeah.
Set me up.
So do you remember the cartoon? This is showing my age, but it was this old, I think it was a bear or something that always walk around and be like, eat at Joe's. And they'd have like a billboard on, they'd be walking. This is like a black and white cartoon. I don't remember what it was, but I wonder if it was Joe's Seafood. Because there was one in Miami, and they opened up one in Chicago. I think that now there's one in D.C. and maybe Vegas, but there's not many of them. I don't know. We'll have to look up the Eat It. That's something for you to look up. Tell me about the Eat It.
Did that just pop in your?
Yeah, I don't know why. Everybody needs to go
to Joe's Diner.
Oh, that's a Joe's Diner.
I was going to say, TV's always been in color since I've been born. So.
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, it was when I was born too. But they still showed all these old cartoons. Y'all don't remember classic cartoons like the old black and white Mickey Mouses and
yeah, we
Popeye
did watch,
was in black and white.
We would watch like Boomerang and stuff.
Yeah, that's where
all the Hanna-Barbera and stuff.
Heck yeah.
It says it's not necessarily a place.
Oh,
but it's the slogan.
Okay, well maybe they have used it. I don't know why they wouldn't. Follow me to Joe's or eat at Joe's. But it was good. And then the next day we went to Wrigleyville.
We got us
old man still got it. I can say that. We went to this cool place. What was it called? Sluggers. It was like a sports bar right there by the stadium. And the first floor is just like you'd think, sports bar, bar-centered food, drinks, all that. You go up these stairs, and it's like a retro playground arcade type thing. They got all the old video games, and then they got all these batting cages, like real batting cages. Like they got regular pitch, fast pitch baseball, slow pitch softball, fast pitch softball. This is inside a bar, like upstairs. No supervision whatsoever. No helmets. Just get in there at your own risk. And they're all like angled to where you think, which one of these is fixing to throw at me?
I told you. It takes 2 minutes.
Because it's not like straight cages like you would think. I guess because the way the building's designed, they had to do them all at angles. And so the machines are over here in this corner and they're pitching out at a wide angle everywhere. So you're in there. And Michael had got in there and he was hitting some balls. And did you do it?
Yeah, I did it a couple times.
I'd had a few drinks. I was like, man, look, just because I'm 50 years old don't mean I can't hit a baseball. Which are you 10 pitches? I hit all 10. Michael couldn't believe it. He knew I was going to be just giving him all kinds. He missed a few. I was at the fast. I wasn't getting in the slow one.
That fast one was fast.
It was fast.
Oh.
Now, I wasn't saying they're all hits. Now, a couple of them were barreled up now.
The next day when you're...
Some of them were just foul tips, but I made contact.
Yeah.
My back was...
The next day when
I was hurting so bad.
The next day when you're complaining about your knee, Michael kept going, shouldn't have hit 10 out of 10.
Because we went to a museum the next day. I was limping around at Deco Museum, sat down. Hey, that's how I did it.
But you got the 10.
I played skee ball. I played all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they had some good skee ball.
Heck yeah. But the game was awesome, man. If y'all have never been to Wrigley Field, I guess. I don't know what the stadium's called. It's Wrigley Field. But it was cool. It's one of the older ballparks in the United States. You got to get a hot dog there. You got to get some of the popcorn. Of course, you got to drink some of the beer, old style beer. Old style is pretty good. I never drank old style. I don't know if it's a Chicago thing or why they had it everywhere.
We went to Murphy's first and got a beef.
Italian beef. Yeah.
That was our
one
first
of the Italian beefs.
Yeah.
No, we got hot dogs there. Chicago dogs. We got Italian beef and split it at the at the batting cage place. We were trying to hit all the Chicago staple stuff
as much as we could. There's so much.
You can't just one thing. I can eat a lot, but I can't eat that much. You know what I mean? You can't eat it all.
And then the next day we went to Portillo's.
Yep, Portillo's.
And got an Italian beef.
Well, we got a regular Italian beef, a combo Italian beef, and a Chicago dog. So that's what we all three got. And we split it all up 3 ways.
Yeah, we shared all.
What was your favorite?
The Italian beef.
Just the regular dipped Italian beef.
Yes.
With the sweet and the hot peppers.
Yes.
Well,
did you like the combo better?
I'm a combo guy because I really like the Italian sausage. Now,
it was good.
When you look at a list of Italian beefs in Chicago, I don't even know if Portillo's makes the list.
Some people like it.
Some people, I mean, it's like a staple. It'd be like the Huey's of beef, Italian beefs. Yeah. Because of the list, but all these places were out away from where we were. I mean, I really did want to go to Al's. Like, if I go back, I won't go back to Portillo's. I'll go to Al's, or I'll go to some of these other places because there's so many of them. And the same thing for the dogs. I mean, I had, I don't know how many, I probably had 3 Chicago dogs while I was there. And they're all the same. I didn't notice any difference in those.
I agree.
Some of them you dressed yourself. Some of them they brought them out dressed. But when I dressed it myself, I still put the tomato, the pickle, the sport pepper, the shake over it. I mean, I even went and found it at that one place we were at, the Murph's, because you had to dress it yourself. The bright green relish, the mustard, and then you do the little celery salt.
Michael liked it. I was surprised.
He was that. I don't know how many he ate at the ballpark. Just go get how many you want.
I will say the Italian beef is
it's
excellent sandwich. Now I want to try it other places around here and see if it even comes close.
I want to go to Philly. I want to get a real cheesesteak.
Do they
see which one? I don't think cheesesteaks get dipped, do they?
See, that's what makes it.
Think so traditionally.
And do they? And I don't think they serve them with like an au jus either, right? You just get the cheesesteak. The cheese is your sauce.
Yeah. Usually it's really moist beef and then either melted cheese or cheese whiz.
Yeah. Whiz is the traditional, and then but you can get like provolone. You can get whatever you want on it.
OG, what they call it.
Like one of the ones that we got at Portillo's, I added cheese to it, and it was just like shredded mozzarella. But the great thing about the Chicago Italian beef is when they serve it wet, the bread is phenomenal. It holds up. It's not a hard bread. It's a super soft bread, but it doesn't just fall apart on you. It's a messy sandwich, but it's got so much flavor from the way they cook that. And I guess it's because they braise that beef, and it's in the sauce when they cook it. And I don't know. It's
no way cheesesteaks.
I did an Italian beef recipe. Nowhere near as good as
yeah.
I was like, it was good. I was like, but this is before I ever really went and ate a Chicago Italian beef.
You going to try it again?
Oh, yeah. I got to shave it finer. Yeah. That's the difference. Like when I did one, I just did slice the best I could slice it with a knife. I think the trick is, first you got to cook that beef, and I'd probably still cook it like a roast rare. And then I would take it, wrap it up in plastic wrap, stick it in the refrigerator overnight. And then all I've got is roast beef ready to slice.
Would you catch your drippings as you cook?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to use those to make my stuff.
Yeah.
To make my gravy stuff. That's the au jus. And then the next day when I slice it, it's going to go back in there, and I'm going to fortify that with like some Johnny's, some more beef broth, some flavors, Because in that pan that you're cooking it in, you want to have carrots, you want to have mirepoix. Mm-hmm. So you're getting all the flavors from that and the beef drippings. And you take that, strain it, use that to build your juice. And when you get it all sliced thin, you just put it back on there, fill the pan up with the juice, put your sliced meat back in there, warm it up, and you can hold it warm all day. So you could throw it back on a pit, keep, full off, full on, however you want to do it, and serve it from there. I think it would be the best way to go.
What about we got to find some good Jordanaire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the hot pepper part.
Yeah.
I like the combo of both, because the one was like, it was almost like it wasn't a cooked pepper. It was almost like it wasn't pickled either, though. I don't know how it was. It was real soft, sweet peppers. Because I didn't know that you ordered them sweet and hot. I just always had like Jordanaire, however you say it, which is like a pickled pepper almost. Mm-hmm. But man.
Maybe we could make our own.
Yeah.
Get some good recipes.
It is so good. It is so good.
So we finally found the Miller Lite Pringles. Have you found those?
No. Seen them? Oh, yeah. We should have brought them in here and we'd have tried them on air. The beer can chicken was pretty good.
I like the beer can chicken.
The brat one, I'm not crazy about at all.
The steak one, I thought was the weirdest one to me.
Oh, really? I thought it was okay.
But I really like the beer can chicken. The other two, I was like,
Like I would buy the beer can. It don't even have to be called beer can chicken chip. It was just a really seasoned Pringle.
And it didn't have too much fake smoke flavor or anything.
There was another chip that you had bought recently. It was like, how Lay's comes out with their test of flavors.
Every time I see a new flavor, I gotta buy it.
It was the one that had like...
I'm always disappointed.
It was like Valentina hot sauce and lime. Man, that was a good chip. I don't know if they're going to keep that one around or not, but it was really good.
Most of them kind of stink.
Yeah, most of them, they don't have much flavor at all.
Yeah. There was one called All Dressed, and it was like everything. It was the most bland chip I've ever.
Besides Miss Vicky's, you know what's some of my favorite ones?
Zaps.
Well, Zaps are good. Yeah. The voodoo chips. Is that Zaps? I was going to say the Wrap Snacks. Man, those Wrap Snacks got some flavor to them.
Yeah,
Now.
they
You
do.
talk about a chip that's flavored. They put the seasoning to the Wrap Snacks. Like you get little babies. Oh, yeah, it's good.
The Migos had one that was like.
Have you had them, Tyler?
I had to think about what it was, but now I do.
Wrap Snacks is hidden, man.
It's typically in gas stations, right?
Yeah, like J&J by the house. That's where I get them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got that.
The Migos had one with a dab of ranch. It was something
just
with a dab of ranch.
There's some good ones.
Good. You also you cooked all Memorial Day.
I did.
The weather was crappy.
Man, I was, that week,
Cold,
that was the last week we did the podcast. And I gave you the list of what I was going to cook. I did it. I got wet several times doing it, but I ran me a butt all night. It was fire. Those ribs on the Outlaw were fantastic.
They were.
I did you like a Texas TX style salt and pepper rib.
Is that all you put on that rib?
Yeah, I didn't do anything else to it.
And it was spare ribs,
That was
TX,
That was it.
smoked.
That's it.
No wrap.
I wrapped them for about an hour.
But
And I added some butter. That was the only thing I put in there. Butter and a little more TX. And I just got them super tender in there and then took them out and let them dry out on there a little bit. That was it. The other two I glazed because I knew Michael likes a barbecue style rib, like comp rib. So I did 2 of those style.
And those were good.
Oh, yeah. They were fantastic.
But
we did some 1/4 pound colossals smoked on the pellet grill. It's so hard to beat that.
Mm.
Just put that dude on 250, put them dogs on there for about 45 minutes till they get to about 140.
I made you some key lime.
Ooh,
bars.
That's the one you need to talk about and share with people. You called them key lime bars. I don't know. It was like
I told you, I was like, I'm going to make you some key lime bars this weekend. And you were like,
I was thinking those little bitty brownie things that are kind of green. It's like powdered sugar on them. I'm like, yay. My favorite. This was totally different.
This is like a key lime pie.
It was like the icebox key lime pie casserole because it was in like the 9x11 and the butter.
It's like I made my own graham. Yeah, I made. Do you think it'd be good? Because this was just butter, graham cracker, sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You bake it for a little while, pull it out, and then do your key lime thing. And I made my own whipped topping. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's another story.
But do you think if I browned the butter, that it would
It would definitely give it like a nuttierness.
Is that a good thing with that bar? Or is not?
So there's a dessert that my mom used to make, and it's one of my favorites, and it's kind of like a casserole dessert too. But she would use graham crackers and pecans.
Yeah.
Like you chop in your chopper thing, the pecans turned to powder too. So it gave it that nuttiness. And I think that would be good with it. And you could brown the butter and it would be really good. It just makes a good crust.
I had to squeeze a lot of limes too.
Yeah. So you used real lime juice that you squeezed. And I know it was cream cheese in it. Had to be.
No.
Was it Dime brand milk or Eagle brand milk? Sweet and condensed?
Sweet and condensed, yeah.
Yeah. So did you make like a custard?
It was sweet and condensed milk, eggs, lime juice, vanilla.
Sugar, a lot of sugar.
And no, because it's 3 cans of sweet condensed milk.
Oh, so you had to add sugar. Okay.
Yeah. And then a little, you could either use sour cream or Greek yogurt. I went Greek yogurt.
Did you have to cook that?
Yes.
You could, so it makes like a custard.
I guess.
Yeah. And then that's your first filling.
Yes. So I made my crust,
cooked it,
baked it, let it cool, put my custard in, baked it, let it cool, and then I made my homemade whipped topping.
Is that just heavy whipping cream and
powdered sugar,
and then put it in the stand mixer and let it go till it's thick like that?
It's so good. I can't believe it's taking me
Cool
this
Whip
long.
Don't even come close.
Not even close.
The canned stuff
It's so easy.
The can that you hoof or whatever, that don't even come close. That stuff don't even come close. I've never really had it. That's like, I mean, we've always bought Cool Whip. My mom didn't let us have those Ready Whip ones.
Yeah, probably
because we was hoofing them. Is that how you say it? I don't even know how you say it. Huffing them around. Doing whippings. She wouldn't let no drugs in her house. We couldn't even have whipped cream. That's how strict she was.
I doubt she even knew.
I doubt it either. But, yeah, that was a delicious dessert. And then you grated some like fresh lime over the top of it.
Like zest.
Yeah.
I don't have a good zester. The little zester I have.
Oh, that thing's bad to the bone. That's what I use. You just got to know how to operate
red handle one?
Yeah.
I don't know how to operate it.
Yeah. You don't run it. You run the fruit on it instead of.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Running the fruit on it. And then it just collects on the back. You tap it. It all just falls right down. I have seen a trick where people use plastic wrap on it to catch it, like on the back side.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Or something like that.
I just felt like I was grating too much and not getting any zest.
Yeah.
You also did, you didn't do this Memorial Day weekend. You did this, I guess, last weekend. You did a grilled chicken pasta.
Oh, that was really good. I told you
grilled
to get
chicken
me some
Alfredo pasta,
yep.
maybe?
It was Alfredo, yeah.
Yeah.
Alfredo sauce, I cheated. I used Rouse.
That ain't cheating.
Rouse or who?
I always use...
How do you say it?
Rouse.
Rouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I use Rouse. That was the sauce. But I took these big chicken breasts, and it was like the boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I just butterflied them and turned them almost into like connected chicken cutlets. So it was a big piece. And then I seasoned them up and just Italian stallion and let them hang out on a cutting board while I fired up the Weber.
I thought you marinated them. Maybe not. Maybe that's
not. Brined them.
You brined them.
But that was before I cut them up, though. I brined them just in bird brine. Water and bird brine in a bag. Put them.
That's why they were so juicy.
It makes them juicy. When I knew I was going to butterfly them and they were going to be thin, they were going to cook fast, I want them to stay juicy. So then after I took them out of that brine, I butterflied them, seasoned them, set them on a sheet pan, let them hang out while I fired the Weber up. And then I just grilled them. Like, it looked like a big, giant, it'd make a huge chicken sandwich butterflied open like that. These were big breasts. But they cooked. I was like, all right, these are going to cook fast, probably 8 to 12 minutes, 7.5 minutes. That was it. I would go 2 minutes, turn them 2 minutes, flip them back over 2 minutes, and I flipped it back. I was like, man, that felt done. And I checked it. Perfect. 160. And this was fast. That was the fastest way to cook like a boneless, skinless chicken breast like that.
How thick do you think they were?
A little over a quarter inch, not quite half an inch by the time I butterflied them. But it makes it, make a great way to do a chicken sandwich, and you could have split them in half because it's like a little airplane cut or whatever they call that, airline breast or something. Yeah. It's kind of that size. I call them cutlets when they're like that because they're kind of thin. But it's kind of the size of a chicken they would use like in a Mexican restaurant for chicken fajitas. Because then you take them, and that's what I did. I took those chicken breasts off the grill, boiled the pasta. I went with penne. I built me a sauce with shallot and garlic. Started with butter, deglazed it with some white wine, added all the creamy sauce, brought it up to temp, hit it with some red pepper and a little bit of Italian stallion just to check my flavors, and at the very end took it out the heat and melted in some butter just to make it seal. You wouldn't know that was jar sauce. Add a little bit of fresh grated parm to it. So I took just a cheating base sauce and then doctored it up. And by sauteing those vegetables, deglazing that pan, adding a little bit of fresh cheese, and then finishing it with a silky butter, that made it. And then boil the noodles, throw the noodles back in a pot, add a little bit of butter to those, stir them up till they're coated. And then you got noodles, you got sauce, you got meat, and it's good to go. It was, man. And then some warm bread. We was eating fine.
We had a Caesar with it.
Caesar salad.
It
was fast too.
Yeah,
I'm talking 30-minute. That was a Rachel Ray 30-minute meal right there. There was nothing.
Well, you did brine them and.
Well, yeah. Besides brining the chicken, you could skip that step. But if you want them juicy, brine them.
I'll take frozen veg, saute it.
Like the kind that's chopped up into like recipe starters.
Yes, recipe starters. Saute it, then add my sauce, and I don't even put the red wine the white wine or anything like that. I just that's super easy. You took it another level.
Yeah, I just amped it up a little bit. It just makes it a little richer doing that.
It does. So our app should be back working. We're still got some issues with it.
Oh, we got a lot of issues. I hate an app. Here, once again, not technology savvy. Why don't the search? You think the search would work?
We're working on it.
Can't keep my favorites no more.
And that is out of our control.
Yeah.
But anyway, app should be back working. It's
on Apple. Well, it was already working on Android.
Yes, but now it's back on Apple, and we're going to keep improving it and working with them to get it extra better.
But more better.
Yeah.
I
Keep your
love it.
complaints to yourself.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to complain. I just want the simple things to work.
And also, somebody in the community wanted a review of pak chas.
Pak chas.
Pak chas?
And they specifically requested Tyler.
Is that the new? Oh, is this the new joint over by the flower shop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been open a minute.
Yeah.
First of all, favorite comment on there was that completes my bingo card.
For Tyler to know about ethnic food.
Oh, hey Tyler, tell us about pak chas.
Okay, so I meant to get by there at the actual restaurant before this episode, and I haven't yet. So I'll come back to the actual restaurant. However, I have eaten. What she does, she has a food truck too. It started as a food truck, and then she got a brick and mortar, and now she operates both, I think. So I have tried the Korean corn dogs and then the bulgogi nachos, which I think are two of their more popular.
So it's a Korean inspired.
Yeah, they do the Korean.
Yeah.
Corn dogs and
a
few other things.
Yeah,
they have like a Captain Crunch corn dog. They have a
Captain Crunch cereal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos. So Korean corn dogs, I think.
It's a big mozzarella stick.
Yeah,
with extra stuff on.
You got my attention now. Mozzarella stick. I thought you were talking about like hot dog.
The off-putting thing to me is that they're traditionally sweet. So they put like a sugar on the outside or something. It's kind of dipped or traditionally like dusted on the outside after it comes out of the fryer.
Does it actually have a sausage in it of some sort? Like a hot dog or something?
Some of them do. I think you have to like specially request it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like it was like corn dog.
No.
Like it's not like that.
Sort of like a big mozzarella stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I can get down with that.
And then they put different stuff. We had the Flamin' Hot Cheeto one, and we got another one. I forgot what one we got.
So the
with you and Michael?
Yeah, me and Michael.
I hadn't had it yet.
You were.
The Flamin' Hot Cheeto, I think, was one of my favorites because it was savory. Because like, I'm not a huge like sweet and savory kind of guy, you know.
What about the bulgogi nachos? Was it like bulgogi beef?
Yeah, so bulgogi beef, and then they did so for their nacho chips, they fry wonton wrappers. They cut them up to chip form.
That's one of my tricks right there.
Yeah, those were like outstanding. Like
I did a nacho with a dessert nacho.
Mm-hmm.
Used the wonton wrappers for it.
I think it was like I would probably give that like a 9. The bulgogi nachos. The traditional. I think I tried the Captain Crunch Korean corn dog.
Yeah,
I just wasn't a fan of that. I'm probably going pretty low on that. I'll go like 4.
So would you recommend try it?
Yes, I would go by there. You know,
if you've never had that, you got to try it.
Yeah.
There's a few like local food critics that are on Facebook, social media, Big Tay reviews, a pizza guy. They both been there. They both gave their reviews, and they both essentially said similar things, that it's really good.
I got one for you to review. Me and Shell went there. It's another one of these. Started out as a food truck. Now they got brick and mortar store. Two crazy fellas.
Yeah.
Man, that place was fire. We went there. We just stopped in. We was like, let's go somewhere for lunch. And I don't remember, we were going to Academy or something. And he was like, let's go to Two Crazy Fellas. I said, that sounds good. It's a
I'd heard good things.
Yeah, it's kind of a Cajun inspired, like New Orleans style inspired restaurant. Started out as a food truck, and they have po' boys. That's what we got. Well, first we got what do they call it? It was basically jalapeno peppers battered and fried like
pickled jalapeno peppers.
Yeah, but they didn't call it that. I forget what they. I forgot
what they called it.
Anyway, the dipping sauce, excellent. And then you got a po' boy, and I got a po' boy. I did the grilled shrimp po' boy, fantastic. And then what you had the combo,
the Peacemaker. It was shrimp and fried oysters.
Fried shrimp, fried oysters. Their salt, their remoulade was awesome. The hush puppies that came, that's what I got for a side, was like hush puppies and po' boy.
Those hush puppies were some of my favorite.
The fries, I had that. So I asked the little girl that was waiting on us what they season these fries with, because Shell got fries with hers, and these were like hand cut French fries. You could tell, but they were so crispy. And then when you bit into it, it was like pillowy potato. I was like, man, this is the kind of fry I want to make when I try to make homemade fries. And they never turn out like this is textbook. I was like, well, what'd y'all season these with? And she's like, I don't know. I'll go ask. So I guess she got the guy to come out the back. I don't know if he was the owner or what, but he came out.
Seemed like an owner.
Yeah, he came out telling me about the seasoning. They get it from this little place down, Louisiana or whatever. They don't really sell it commercial. But if I wanted to buy something, I was like, no, I was just curious because it was so good. I knew it wasn't like Tony's, And he said, what'd you think about those fries? And I said, oh, they were absolutely awesome. They were perfect. So I've tried to do them like this at home I've got one of these fry cutters, but they never turn out that way. And he said, how long are you soaking them for? And I was like, well, most of the time we just cut the potatoes and fry them. Mm-hmm. But he's like, you got to soak them. He said the best is 28 to 36 hours?
He said 24 to 36 or something.
24 to 36 hours, just in water in the refrigerator. That's when they're the best. And you take them out.
He said no salt.
No salt, nothing. Just water. But he said when they do them and they like in a rush, they run out of the ones they have soaked, they're not near as good. But that 24 to 36 hours soak in water, we'll cook them perfect. Then they did a double fry. He's like, we fry them at one temperature. I always do that. Fry. Yeah, it's like a 350 for the first 6 minutes. Take them out, let them drain good, and then ramp the tip up to 425 and do like a 2-minute fry. And I can get that part done, but they don't have that texture. And man, go try the French fries. They were awesome.
Mark's been soaking his, but he doesn't do the 24-hour.
Yeah, because I've known to soak them, but a lot of times you just do it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not long enough to get the starch out. And that's what you're doing. You're pulling some of that starchiness out, and it makes it get really crispy on the outside and pillowy soft on the inside.
Dang. I think we're getting one in Hernando soon too. So
yeah.
Oh, is that what's coming over to the
by the new high school?
Yeah. What do they call that?
I call it Silo Square 2, but I don't know what the actual name.
Silo Squared. Yeah, I forget what they call it. Something landing or Delta landing or something like that.
Something like that.
So I got some burning questions.
Oh, all right.
So Luke, he actually emailed into Tyler. He is catering a graduation party and wanted input on what to do for chicken. Does he do leg quarters, whole chickens and pullet? He doesn't want rubbery skin and he doesn't want it drying out.
Whole chicken pullet. All day long.
And make sure you have a good sauce to go with it or something like that.
Or you do the boneless skinless thighs, the burnt chicken. Pan of that, people love it. You can throw it on a roll easy. It's fantastic. It holds. It's got great holding power. But usually when we do chicken for a crowd like that, it's pulled chicken. Just because you can smoke them whole, pull them, get them in a vacuum seal bag. They're staying juicy. It's easy to reheat up if you have to do it ahead of time and reheat it up in the bag. And then we dump it out in the pan. It stays nice and moist. And it just people go crazy over the pulled chicken.
And you've done it before, serving it with like a Hawaiian pineapple-y sauce.
Yeah, slaw or something like that. Yeah, or sauce.
Yeah, and then you've done it with the white sauce. You can do.
You got choices on sauce on it. Yeah, and seasoning.
Taco.
You can do it like a simple rotisserie seasoning. You don't have to get anything crazy with it. But it's really good. Pulled chicken's excellent.
I'm with you, but the boneless, skinless thighs too. That's
and I would say a whole chicken will probably feed 8. That's usually how 8 to 10. You can figure it like that. Because you're not getting it's not like you're getting a whole breast on a sandwich. Most people are just getting a few ounces, especially if you have other stuff.
Herman has a question. Which Weber kettle?
22. Which, now it's up to you for what features you want on it. That, the simple, I forget what it's called. The original one's like, it doesn't, all it has is the little tray in the bottom. It doesn't have like an ash clean out or anything like that. That's just the basic model. It's usually around $119. But then they have like the Weber One Touch, and it's got the, fancier clean out with the little bucket, and they got the fixed lid on them now. But, just the regular one's hard to beat.
What's the other option? The 18?
They have 18, and then they have a 14.5 or whatever the little Joe is, or something like that. I don't really know that. I don't even know if I've ever had one of those. I think they sent me one. I gave it to somebody. I don't know why it's like this big. It's very small. The 18's not bad size. If if size is a concern and you don't cook for as many people,
What about the King Ranch?
That's the one I really want. I've always wanted one of those. I just can't. Man, they're like $1,500.
They're so hard to get,
and it's so big. If I had a fixed place, it'd be great for the smokehouse because you're leaving it there. It's a big showpiece grill. We did go by the Weber restaurant. We didn't eat there this time.
You told me it was hot in there.
Man, last time I went in there and ate, I about died. They got like 10 of them big kettles going, and they sent you right there by them. It's like, man, they really got charcoal in them cooking right there on you. It's like, I don't eat this close to the grill when I'm at home. I love grills, but I ain't trying to sit at it.
Wait, is it like hibachi style?
No, that's just where they cook them. I don't know if it's still like
it's like the Weber restaurant. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I guess it's steaks?
Yeah, it's steakhouse. Yeah. I think you can get a burger, but
maybe a chop.
Yeah.
Terry He wants the name of the blower that you used on your drum smoker. Temperature controller.
Oh, that was a BBQ Guru. I don't even know if they make those anymore, do they?
I don't know. Surely there's something.
Yeah, there's Flame Boss makes a good one. Trying to think of whoever else. I had another one that was like a Rockstar, but I don't remember who made that. I don't know. I hadn't messed with one of those in a long time, but it was BBQ Guru was always the one that I had and used a lot.
For a long time.
Yeah, there's several different ones. It's just you're looking for, now they've got them to where they'll do all kinds of functions, and that is one function that it'll run a fan for your pit. But most of them are for internal temperature monitoring and all that stuff. The grill monitoring itself, multiple pits. Some of them have Wi-Fi. Some of them do Bluetooth.
Do you remember your first BBQ Guru? It had all these wires.
Heck yeah, you had to wire everything up.
Yeah.
This one, I looked it up, and I guess ThermalWorks makes one now.
ThermalWorks has got a good one. That's the billows for the smoke signals. Yeah, that's a good one too. I forgot about that one. That's a good one.
Just knowing how ThermalWorks.
Yeah, and they work fine. They do work. I do have that one too. I don't know if I had the billows for it, but I've got the smoke, and it works. It's like does 8 channels or something like that. It's pretty cool.
So Ron wanted to know if you've made Cornell Chicken.
I did my version of it.
Oh, do you know what? So you know what Cornell Chicken is? I had to look it up.
Yeah, no, it's that marinade. It's almost like a Greek marinade. And I did the speedy. I called it. It was that speedy sauce that I used. That's what. If you can find that recipe, you can send that to him. But that's basically what that sauce is made on. Is that Cornell Chicken recipe. And I would say it has almost like a Mediterranean style to it because it's like oil and vinegar and lemon and seasonings
and an egg.
Well, it's probably just like an emulsifier.
It is.
Is it just the egg white?
It just says one large egg.
Okay. Yeah.
And they did emulsify.
Yeah, that's why. That's to hold the oil and the vinegar together. But that's all it is. It's like
so that's what the egg does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even like in a cocktail, when some of those cocktails put an egg white in them. I think it's like a whiskey sour. The original whiskey sour calls for an egg white, and it's to give it some emulsifying properties.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You learned something new.
There you go. Shell's learning corn. But yeah, that speedy chicken is that's what I call it. It's the same thing as Cornell. I mean, now the Cornell, did you look the Cornell recipe up?
Yes.
Is that all it is? It said you cook it on a big open grill and you turn it like
oil, vinegar.
Yeah.
An
herbs,
egg, and then it's basic seasonings. Yeah.
It's fantastic. You can do that, like that recipe, buy the stuff in the bottle, the speedy, and then marinate those boneless, skinless thighs, and then cook it on a Weber, like over fire. Oh, it's the best egg chicken.
It's really good. I grew up with that speedy.
Do you? And I think theirs, they either do half chickens or
it's
spatchcocked. Yeah, they're all spread out. I envisioned them. I've never is that Cornell University is where it came from?
Yes, a professor at Cornell University.
Well, I imagine like one of those big chicken cookers where you lay them all in. It's got the grate where you just flip it all at once, and then they're basting it with that sauce, that speedy sauce or that Cornell sauce, whatever it is, the whole time, and cooking them like that.
Ramey posted in the community, it was a picture of cream of shrimp. And he said how much how nostalgic he was. He'd come in from cold day. His mom would, yes.
Oh, cream of shrimp.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I hadn't either.
I mean, I've had cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, cream of celery, cream of shrimp. I guarantee you it would be good throwing in the jambalaya. That's like the jambalaya trick. It ain't like original jambalaya either. But all the Cajun dudes that I know that make jambalaya, they'll throw a can of cream of mushroom in it. Stale Cracker did it when he come up here. He said, "Y'all don't know nothing about that." And I said, "Man, I've seen that trick." But it does. So it kind of disappears, but it makes your rice kind of creamy. I don't know about just eating it with crackers, like little oyster crackers and cream of shrimp soup.
I gotta try it. It kind of grosses me out enough. I need to know.
Add some melted butter, little hot sauce, maybe a little King Cross seasoning. It's going to taste like a bisque butter soup. You think that's all it is? It's a roux. That's all those cream ofs are. It's basically like flour and oil that's made a roux, and then they add some water to it, and it congeals up, and then you got to do something that when you heat it up, it don't just heat up itself well. It's like you need to thin it down a little with milk or water.
It's pretty thick. Yeah.
I bet it'd be good though.
So Evan is doing a party. and he's wanting to serve ribs, but he really likes party ribs because, they're cut before, all that stuff. But he's wondering, will they hold in a cambro?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I wouldn't leave them in there 4 hours or nothing, but I don't never hold ribs that long anyway. I mean, hour or two, they'd be fine.
And you're not going.
Yeah, they're party ribs. It don't matter if they're just in a pan with full. When you uncover them, they're going to be sticky and sweet and everything anyway. I wouldn't be scared to hold them. How long is he going to hold them?
He didn't say. Oh. He's just got a lot of people to cook for, and he was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they'd be fine. I think they'd be fine held.
So David wanted to know, he's smoking a chuck roast for pulled beef sandwiches, which is something I love.
Yes.
And you never cook it.
I know. I don't do a lot of pulled beef.
Yeah, you're not a pulled beef guy. Best seasoning combo.
I treat that joker like a brisket. Get you a good dose of salt, pepper, garlic, like an AP straight on the meat, and then come back with, one of your favorite barbecue rubs. Like if it was me, I'd probably put hot rub on it. And then at the end, I'd put a little bit of TX just to kind of top that off to give me some crunch. But that's just the easy way to do it. But I mean, you can't go wrong any kind of way like that. A barbecue rub works, especially if you're going to serve it with like barbecue sauce. It depends on the style I was going. Like if I was doing pulled beef Chicago style for a sandwich, I'd probably just go steak rub, AP and steak rub, or Italian stallion or something like that to give it some different little flavor profile. But if you're doing it for barbecue, I'd stick with the barbecue rub. That's where you're going to get your notes from.
If you're doing tacos.
Yeah. Doing tacos, go Mexican style. Yeah. Pulled beef tacos are excellent. Yeah. You can it'll go wherever you want.
It would.
There's no wrong way to do that.
Go a little Asian-y, serve it with rice.
You could do like a bulgogi, like Tyler was saying earlier. That's kind of Korean style. That'd be good.
I got the bulgogi fries when I was there, and they weren't nearly as good because the fries has gotten soggy or whatever.
So what was that meat like? Was it shredded? Because when I think of bulgogi, I think of the little flanking ribs, like bulgogi ribs, where it's kind of, you got to gnaw them off the bone.
Cheesesteaky.
Yeah.
So do you think it was like?
So if you're saying that they're like those beef ribs that you're talking about, I think they almost just kind of like cut off the bones, I guess, and then they're cut up into little pieces. At least when I had it on the
Was the texture like that? Like rib, or was it more soft like cheesesteak?
It had a little chew to it.
Okay.
It wasn't like super uber tender or anything like that.
Yeah.
It just had
it wasn't as soft as like Italian beef or cheesesteak.
No, but it wasn't like
soft.
Too chewy.
Because I could see that. Like I could see using that bulgogi sauce on a flat top with regular, like steak cut super thin or whatever, like that tray of beef sliced up that I get for Philly's cheesesteak. Using that sauce all over the meat and then making like a Korean Philly, or you know what I mean, or something like that. I think that would be awesome.
Heck yeah,
I love.
And then use
sauce.
kimchi on it. As instead of your jardiniere would be like kimchi, that meat on a really soft.
I love some.
Roll.
They had some killer kimchi. Did you try the kimchi when you were there?
Didn't try that.
Yeah. I guess they homemake it. It was really good.
That's your idea sort of reminds me of there's a place in South Haven that's just opened they serve banh mi. You ever heard of banh mi?
Is that the little buns? Banh mi buns?
They're kind of like sandwiches, like open face sandwiches, but I think they're traditionally served cold. I don't know if there's any hot ones or not, but I've wanted to try that for a while too. It's got kimchi and stuff.
Where's that?
It is called Mochi and Me. It's like right next to like Outback in South Haven.
That. Yeah.
Mochi and Me, huh? They do like the bubble teas and things like that too.
Yep.
What's the one you took me to out at Poplar? And I was like, I'm not going to like that. Did we already talk about that on the podcast? The Poke Bowl?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Man, those Poke Bowls were fantastic. You never had one of them.
You'd like it.
I didn't think I would, but I loved it.
I knew Michael would like it, so. All right, one more question.
All right.
Michael wants, he's got plenty of pulled pork leftovers, but he needs some new ideas.
Egg rolls.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Pulled pork Phillies, barbecue spaghetti, pulled pork enchiladas, or burritos.
Can't go wrong with nachos.
I saw this lady, and the reason why that just came to my mind, the enchiladas, I saw this lady on TikTok doing, it was brisket enchiladas.
Ooh.
And she took a brisket. She said, all right, I'm going to use the lean meat for the filling of my enchilada. All this fatty edges, the point and all that. She kind of chopped that all up, shredded it up, and made her enchilada sauce with that. So she threw it all in a pan, added some beef broth and stuff to it, and seasonings, kind of Mexican-style seasonings, and that was the juice for her enchilada.
I bet that was so daggum good.
I know. And then she took like beef tallow and fried the tortilla a little bit to get it soft and put the brisket, the leaner brisket in there with just a little bit of cheese and rolled them up, put them in a casserole dish, smothered them with that sauce she had simmered down from the fat trimmings and the fatty point, and then topped it with cheese and baked it.
That's a labor of love right there.
God, it looks so good. But why couldn't you do that with pulled pork? You could do pulled pork enchiladas.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little red sauce to go with it. That would be good.
Well, Mal, what you got planned for this weekend?
What is this weekend? I don't know. I haven't got that far yet. Wow, man. I don't know. I don't have anything that I need to do that I know of. I don't have anything planned, Shell. Oh, no. Actually, I'm headed. What am I thinking? I'm going to Rolling Thunder to cook a hog. I do have something to do. I've got to do that Friday. That's the day this podcast is coming out. What's today? Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to cook hog. I'm going to brave the storm because it's supposed to storm, but we're going to cook a hog at Rolling Thunder Game Calls in Somerville, Tennessee.
Do you know what what they're raising money for?
It's a children's advocacy group or something that they're doing.
It's the Carl Perkins Center.
Yeah, there you go. What does it do? What's Carl Perkins Center do?
Prevention of child
there
abuse.
You go. That's exactly what they're raising money for. I knew it was something like that.
So you're going to go and...
We're going to go cook a hog and feed some folks. Hang out. Probably have some gold tops. Blow a duck call or two. Maybe get on that turkey call.
Give me a picture. I got to be out of town.
Oh, yeah. You got to go. You're not going to be there, are you?
Give me a picture of this hog.
This might be a turn into. This will turn into a good one. I got a big weekend planned. Oh.
Tyler, do we have anything to announce for well, I guess we've already announced the winners.
Yeah, so once again, just huge congrats to all the winners of the giveaway. We're going to do tons more, all year long. Like I said, at least once a month. But if you are interested in joining up, go to facebook.com/H2Q community. Join up over there. Hang out, show us your weekend cooks. Get to cooking.
All right. Well, that sounds like it's going to be a fun weekend. We'll be back next week to do it all again, right? Shell, tell them where they can find us if they need to.
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, and of course YouTube. And if you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell on Instagram and TikTok.
All right. Well, we will see y'all next time. We gone.